what's up guys? Joe here, coming at you from Town Hall 10. We're going to be taking a look at these attacks from week 6, but this is really intended for everybody. We do have air attacks, we have a mass hog attack, and then we also have bowlers and witches. So you have to take into consideration, guys, that obviously we have max level heroes, but there's a lot of planning going on here. A lot of these guys, they're really honestly true professionals here. They have multiple teammates that assist them with their planning. It's just not one set of eyes on the base. There's multiple people chiming in and helping each other out. So take note of the things that are going on in these attacks. If you are not used to seeing, or you do not have max level heroes or these types of bases, do check out the link up there, because I specifically made videos for these things in the event that you're unable to do the same things that you're seeing in these videos. And I understand that. So we have this attack here by Titan from Archer Outlaws. Obviously brought his kill squad in using his heroes as sacrificial, bringing in the large group of balloons, basically getting in there, taking out all 4 air defenses. And then obviously here we have skeleton spells in the queue for the Archer Queen, raging those balloons past into the past that dragon that was in the clan castle. And the skeleton spells do 2 things here. It takes out the enemy Archer Queen, as well as ties up that dragon, so that way he can put heal spells down here past the Inferno Towers to get his balloons back up to health as they power through the last remaining defenses on this base. So the air attacks happen so quick that you have to pay attention, or go back, rewind, and check out the base again and see what he's actually truly after there. Clearly going after the air defenses in the the second portion with all of his air defense, or all of his air troops. He had about 4 hounds in this composition, if I remember correctly. And here's the best part about this dragon. So the dragon will take out balloons, and that's something to fear. However, the dragon does lock on to the lava hound here that did not pop. It will pop that lava hound, so now the dragon is tied up on the balloons, and the lava pups will take out that dragon, and it proceeds to clear the base. So a great attack here. A lot of things to take note of. You don't always have to get in there and take out the Archer Queen. Bring skeleton spells if you're going to come in opposed to the Queen. So the next replay here is from an attacker from Gehazi Bomber. I obviously cannot say his name, but clearly this is a second or third hit here. He knew to bring a balloon in, a single balloon in for the Teslas here that were on the outsides of the base. There's another one up in the north that I don't actually catch, but he does the same exact thing as he drops a haste spell for a balloon to go in, take out an archer tower as well as a mortar. Now what he's done is he's freed up for this southern area down here to take care of these structures with a wizard, as one single wizard, as well as an archer. So he's got an archer up in the north working on a builder's hut, one over in the west working on a drill, just taking out structures that are going to detour or tie up time later on in the attack. But he's basically freed up. He's checked the ranges on those cannons over in that western side, and now he has his Barbarian King that's going to tank for his Archer Queen. The idea here is to actually get his Queen into the base after the Inferno Tower, as well as the air defense. He also has a skeleton spell in his queue for the enemy Archer Queen, just in the event that he's unable to get in there with his Queen. So he uses that Barbarian King purposely on the outside of the base to take out structures, so his Queen goes into the base. And at this point, the abilities pop to take care of the Inferno Tower, and she will actually reach in and take care of the enemy Queen. Now at this point, you can just move into the second portion of the attack, because the Queen, don't worry about her anymore. Now you have to worry about getting the balloons in on that air defense with the 2 hounds that are tanking for those balloons. A haste spell is down to move the balloons in on that air defense as he gets that 3rd hound in, freezing in between the Inferno Tower and the air defense, which frees up time. Takes a lot of damage off of his hounds. That way the hounds can proceed into the final air defense, and he uses a rage spell to power those balloons down through a heavy defensive concentrated area, as well as a heal spell, now that he doesn't have to deal with an Inferno Tower anymore. So this is kind of where you are a little too good. This guy was a little too good with his spells and moving his balloons through the base, because he didn't have 2 hounds that popped. So obviously the cleanup here is going to take a little bit longer than what it should have, and also at the same time with that, it's really a time factor. So now he has to kind of worry about time, but he did have a balloon left over in his queue that he didn't use. Save those balloons. If you don't need them, save them for the cleanup portion of the attack in the event of a time situation. So clearly the skeleton spells that he did have in his queue, he used for cleanup there. So great attack there by that attacker. So now we have Nightcrawler from Above and Beyond. Another air attack. So this is the last air attack for a little while. We have another air attack at the end of the video. So anyways, again, he's going to use, this time around, he's going to bring a heavier kill squad. He's going to bring one single golem to sit on the wall. He wants it to sit on the wall and allow his wizards to clean, allow that baby dragon to clean, take out structures. If the baby dragon could have been replaced with a wizard there. However, that mortar right there in that compartment would have taken out a wizard. That's why he brought a baby dragon. Excuse me for that. So now he's got the Barbarian King in the base. He's got the Archer Queen in the base. And he's just patient, guys. You got to be patient with the wall breakers. You can't spam them in and hope that you're going to get that compartment open, because that's where you end up failing. So the poisons are down. Poison spells are down for the enemy clan castle. Barbarian King's ability is used, and his Archer Queen is going to end up taking on the enemy Archer Queen, and her ability will be popped. She will take out the enemy Archer Queen, a Wizard Tower, and then she'll just end up being taken out. So at this point, he might have wanted to get that Inferno Tower, but it doesn't quite work out. But she does get in there and take out a Sweeper, which works out perfectly in order for him to haste his balloons into a massive group. And they really just follow this line of defenses down, hasting into the Inferno Tower, as well as the second to last air defense, sending another group. And at this point, we have a very massive group of balloons, which he uses a rage spell and a heal spell to power through the Wizard Towers, Teslas, and into that last remaining air defense. He uses a haste right there in the center where he knew that group of balloons was going to kind of stray off and go after, speeding them up into that last Inferno Tower. And at this point, he has the Archer Tower that remains in a very excessively large group of balloons to finish up the raid. So again, this is where your spell placement and seeing the attack play out of where your troops are exactly going to go, knowing that the balloons are a defensive seeking troop and they're going to go to the closest defense to them. They follow that inside line down and hitting pivotal defenses there. So this one right here is actually a mass hog attack, basically. And don't you dare say it. I know it's not a maxed out base. However, it has Inferno Towers. A lot of you guys can't do this stuff. Now, if you're competitive gameplay, certainly you know how to do this. But a lot of people just don't know how to take on Inferno Towers. They're still scared of them. I used to be that way at one time myself. So he sets his golems on these two defenses with that cannon and that mortar, using his wizards to take out structures around. And what he's done here is allowed his heroes the freedom of maneuver to get in and get rid of that air defense. Well, the air defense doesn't really matter. The Archer Queen matters here, as well as trying to get in on that Inferno Tower. So what's happening here is that golem is tying up the defensive hits from the Inferno Tower and that Archer Queen, so that way his Archer Queen can focus on getting rid of these pups, that Lava Hound that burst into pups. Now his Queen steps into the compartment. She will take on the enemy Archer Queen. The ability will end up being popped to take her out. She steps down and takes out the Inferno Tower. Now he can move into the mass hogs. So he comes in on the side where there was no Inferno Tower, and he basically goes in the southern half where all the defenses are stacked on top of each other. There's not a lot of placements for giant bombs. Oh, and it might be a second hit here. I'm not really positive on that. So he knew where the Tesla locations were at. So he's able to basically walk his large group of Hog Riders through the south side of the base, and they wrap around and go up into the Inferno Tower. He has a freeze spell specifically for that Inferno Tower, and pay attention, he drops it with plenty of time for the Hogs to get in there on that defense, which they do, and then he drops a heal spell. Now that defense is down, he wants to get the health up, and obviously there was a giant bomb placement there, so he probably knew that those were there. So that's where planning comes into play, being able to work with your clan mates and see these things. And if you pay attention to the Hog Rider attack here and the previous air attacks, everything's happening in a clock, in a sector. They're breaking down the bases in sectors. You can put it into a clock face. It really depends on which way the attack's going and which way they're moving their attack. So it's not all happening spamming. It's basically, when it comes to the Hog Riders and the balloons, they're going in some type of clock or a circular formation. So this replay here, oh my bad. This is actually another air attack. I forgot that I placed this one in here. This is QHS of LP3 Chiron. He is a leader on War Match. He's been able to 3-star a Town Hall 10 of some sort, every single week in the past 6 to 7 weeks of the CWL light matchups. If you paid attention to that single bowler, he placed it where the double bounce would hit the first target and then bounce and take out a defense there, as well as checking the ranges over in the east on those defenses to where he can get a giant in there to take out that mortar. So anyways, he's also got his heroes down in the south. Again, the idea here is to get the queen in to get rid of that air defense and this Inferno Tower. So he used his Barbarian King to tank for his queen. They work together in pairs like this. Nothing else was needed. He has skeleton spells specifically for the queen. Now pay attention to the queen's location with the bomb towers on both sides of her. That's for the skeleton spell. The skeleton spell is going to be easily taken out by the bomb tower. So as the balloons approach the area, he drops the skeleton spell, and then the balloons take out the bomb tower and proceed into the next portion of the base, which allows the skeleton spell to take care of that enemy archer queen. He rages those balloons up while freezing both an air defense as well as the Inferno Tower, and now a heal spell down for the heavy defensive concentrated area with the Teslas, Wizard Tower, as well as an Expo. So at this point, he's running out of balloons. He's still got a lot of defenses there that could put a hurting. Obviously, that Tesla is putting out a lot of DPS there. So he is losing balloons, and now he has one defense remaining in the Archer Tower. So, it's a little sketchy at this point, where it could be a problem, but he isn't able to get in there, get the Archer Tower taken care of, and then finish up on that last defense in the bomb tower, and basically it's all clean up at this point. So again, a half circle around, taking out pivotal defenses and freeing up those balloons, not tying them up on the outsides of the base by using the bowler and the giant to get rid of the defenses on the trash ring in the cannon and the mortar, if I remember correctly. So moving into this next attack, this is the Golem Bowler Witch combination, also known as pitch. So anyways, drops his Golem to tank for his witches, tank for his bowlers. Only a select few. There's looks like 4 witches and 4 witches, as well as 3 bowlers and 3 bowlers. Really setting the funnel. Everything's going to collapse into each other, and he's just allowing everything to work. Then he drops his heroes in the center, and he drops his jump spell. He wants to get the attention of his golems to go into that jump spell before he drops the remaining group of bowlers. Now, he knows probably that there are giant bombs in this location around this Inferno Tower. So he holds on to some his bowlers. He has 6 in his queue and probably 5 or 6 in his, well, it has to be 5 and a giant in his clan castle. As they get into this base, he's got rage spell, another jump spell to keep those troops moving through the base. And yes, I know the base isn't maxed out, so this is really kind of where this composition isn't really seen. I mean, personally, I haven't seen it yet on a maxed out defense of Town Hall 10. I'm sure you've probably seen replays on YouTube of it, and I'm sure it's possible. So what's happening at this point is the witches are on the flanks. That's a good thing. You want the witches on the flanks. They're attacking defenses from the outsides in, as well as the bowlers, staying with them. The skeletons are tying up the defense, the point defenses, and keeping them tied up as the queen catches up, and she's assisting with finishing up and taking out the remaining defenses. So obviously the defensive levels here assisted in the 3-star of this attack, and it's also a very good attack by this attacker from Gabales. So we're going to finish it up with, I believe, one more replay. I believe it's at a, yes, so we got Disposable Hero from Assassin's Score, another air attack. Pay very close attention to what he's doing here. So he's got a bowler down to work and double bounce on that. See, there's a 2-tile difference there between the mine and that mortar. He's able to get rid of that mortar, clearly weaker than the gold mine in HP. Drops a double wizard placement to take care of the camp and really just making sure that his heroes go in the direction that he wants them to go. Barbarian King here is sacrificial and is for setting the funnel, making sure that his queen does not get distracted and follow around. So he uses the King's ability as well as using getting his wall breakers down to open up the compartment, while the defense there was, the Wizard Tower was tied up on the Barbarian King. So he gets his queen in to the base freely, very easily. She takes on the cannon, then the Inferno Tower. Ability is used, so she'll take out this air defense, and now he starts to transition. So pay attention again. He has a skeleton spell specifically for the queen. The bomb towers aren't close to the queen, so he doesn't have to worry as much using haste spells to get those balloons in to assist the hounds here as they are beginning to pop. Using a rage spell this time around to get the balloons in quicker on this Tesla farm location, as well as catching the skeleton spell in the rage spell, as well as getting, I believe, a heal spell there to heal up, his balloons. There's only 5 beams coming from the Inferno Tower there, so he's able to heal up some of those balloons as they move and progress into the rest of the base. This is where those back-end haste spells are able to launch his massive group of balloons into the final air defense, moving up into the remaining point defenses here. Yes, he has a very large group of balloons here. He drops his bowler in a specific location to hit the Dark Elixir drill, as well as the Archer Tower, and put some damage on that, so his balloons can only stay there for a split second and then continue down into the final defenses here. So he has about 8 to 10 balloons there that's moving in on that final defense. Obviously losing them, this could be a bad thing, but he's able to get in. It's a point defense, it's not a splash damage defense, so he doesn't have to worry as much. So he does have about 3 or 4 balloons there to finish up, and at this point he's in cleanup. He has minions and some pups, as well as a bowler to assist with this process. So drop some comments below. Let me know if this video has helped you out at all. These guys are professionals, and thanks for watching.